Hi, my name is Sarah Root, and these are my goals for the non-degree endorsement building administration program at Fort Hays State University. So, like I said, my name is Sarah Root, and I work at Shawnee Mission North High School as a special education teacher and the divisional coordinator for the special education department. In 2006, I graduated with my BA in history from Azusa Pacific University, and then I received my designated subjects adult teaching credential in California from the California State University, Sacramento in 2009. And then I received my master's in special education generalist from the University of Northern Colorado in 2013. And then I'm currently working on the non-degree endorsement for building administration at Fort Hays State University, and I hope to be done in December 2021. So a little bit more about me. I have a 9-year-old, Abby, who's in 4th grade, and my son Micah is 5, and he's in kindergarten this year. And my husband, Ryan, and I have been married for 14 years. I enjoy to read for fun, and we have a camper, and so we love to travel and camp. That's what we did all summer this summer, just traveling around the United States and enjoying the beautiful country we live in. I also make macrame earrings for some craft therapy. I enjoy going to West Bottoms. And being that I'm a California native, I do love to hit up In-N-Out Burger anytime it's anywhere close to where I'm traveling. So my background, I am originally from Merced, California, which is right there in the middle of the state. It's part of the Central Valley or the San Joaquin Valley. It is considered the gateway to Yosemite. However, it's still about an hour and a half from Yosemite and looks nothing like it. So it's very flat, very agricultural area. After coming back from school in Azusa Pacific, I went back to Merced and I taught at Merced Adult School, and I taught at the time the course was called English as a Second Language, and I taught students from over 40 different countries and just as many languages from all over the world. A lot of them were refugees, especially from Southeast Asia, and I taught English, but I also taught acculturation or assimilation to American culture and customs. And after doing that for several years, my husband and I went and we worked on the Navajo Nation Reservation in Arizona. We worked outside of Holbrook. We were about one exit away from the Petrified Forest, if you've ever been there. And it was called the Native American Christian Academy, and I taught 3rd and 4th grade combo class. After a year there, we moved to Aurora, Colorado, where I fell in love with special education. My credential would not transfer from California for adult education. It's not really a thing in Colorado, so I became a special education para, and then went back to school for my master's, and then ended up teaching. I taught first at a K-8 charter school where I worked with students and through K through 8th who needed some additional support. And then I ended up teaching for 4 years at Hinckley High School as the special education staffing chair, which means I was in charge of staffings. We had students from over 300 students on IEPs or with exceptionalities, and I oversaw all those IEP meetings. And then 3 years ago, we moved to Kansas to be closer to family again, and I accepted a position at Shawnee Mission North High School in Overland Park, Kansas, and I love it. I feel blessed, and I'm currently, like I said, the divisional coordinator there for special education. So in terms of my goals, I have this this motto that I kind of live under, and that is that success without integrity is still failure. And so that's kind of how I focus what I do both personally and professionally. I'm really focusing on living intentionally to serve others. So in my personal life, that means my children and my family. We really are, during this time, especially while I've noticed while I'm at school, just how important it is to live intentionally as a family, to spend those times together, to have that day of rest on the weekends where we come together and we can focus as a family on building our relationships with each other. We do that also through our traveling and eating dinners together and just really investing in my children. And so that's really what we're doing, especially now while they're in elementary school. Obviously, we'll do it again continue with middle school and high school, but I do anticipate it getting harder. And so that's really personally where the focus is from now to beyond, is to focus on that family time and just valuing it. And then also we hope to become completely debt-free by paying off our mortgage in the 6 to 10 year range. We are debt-free other than that, but that will be a focus for us as well, so that we can continue to invest our money in other ways. Professionally, these next 5 years at Shawnee Mission North, I'm really focusing on building my leadership there and building a program that is fully inclusive. And I think that for years and forever, really, even though inclusion is part of IDEA, we still are segregated. It's still special education and general education. And so I'm really working on how do we shift the paradigm, right? Like going from saying that we're inclusive to actually being inclusive, because once they leave high school, it is a segregated community. Ultimately, there's this disconnection to the real world. And I think that starts with making changes in our schools and being more inclusive. And so it's about incorporating the entire school community into accepting each other for who they are, not what they can and can't do. And so that's really been my focus these coming years. In the 6 to 10 year range, once my kids are a little bit older, I would love to go back to school and get my doctorate in special education in order to continue leading and continue focusing on how do we make special education maybe something different than what it's been, something that makes a bigger impact. And we see more lasting results, because my fear is the data that's coming out of post-high school is not looking too great, and it hasn't for a very long time. And so how do we make changes? And so that's really what my focus is. Obviously within that, I would love to get into special education administration at the district level eventually, and hence why I'm taking this program. But that is my hope for the future and the future of my students. So why Fort Hays State University? So first, it was recommended by my Shawnee Mission district leaders. They recommended the program. I also looked at cost. I looked at other programs in the state or other programs in general to see what was the most cost effective, and actually Fort Hays was, which was nice. And then actually, I will say that my biggest reason has to do with Hinckley High School. So a lot of my students there, all the students there, struggle significantly. They come from very violent they come from a violent community that we can't, honestly, I can't even imagine what they endure. And Fort Hays always accepted a lot of students from Hinckley. And when it came down to it, I decided, you know, even if it cost more, I would have paid more money to go to Fort Hays, hoping that in some way may benefit a Hinckley High School student. I don't know, but that may be unrealistic, but I'd rather give my money to an institution that was helping kids get out of those situations than another university that that may not have that reputation. My initial expectations from the program, you know, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but more than anything, I want to become a stronger leader, someone who has not only the drive to lead with integrity, but will also have the skill base. And so that is my initial expectation from Fort Hays. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.